To begin the next topic of percents, we are going to recall from the beginning of the year when we did is over of equals percent over 100. Now, as much as we learned percents before, we're going to learn it again in more difficult problems. So let's take a look at this first example. There are 20 girls in Miss Miller's class. 37% of the class is boys. Notice this is not the girls, though we have the number of girls in Miss Miller's class. First thing we're going to have to do is just find the percent that are girls. Recall that there is a total of 100%. So we're going to take that 100% and subtract the 37.5, which is the percent of boys, and we're going to get 62.5% girls. So we're going to use our is over of equals percent over 100 proportion to find the total students in the class. So we have that there are 20 girls out of the total class, which is our X. We don't know how many are in total. And we have that 62.5% of the class are, 62.5% of the class is girls. When we cross multiply and divide, we find that the total number of students is 32 students. I'm going to abbreviate students there. So now when we're trying to find how many girls are in the class, we're going to take the total number of, that should say how many boys are in the class. Please go and change your notes to that. So this should say boys there, my stylus. How many boys are in the class? We're going to take that 32 total students, subtract the 20 girls, and we get that there are, again, change that to boys, there are 12 boys in the class. The next type of problem we're going to visit is a sample when we go to a store and we have a discount and the taxes added on at the end. This is a multi-step problem, so I broke it down for us. Here, we're going to read through the example and then we'll go through each step. Claudia works at IKEA and found a desk that she wanted to purchase. The desk is $375 and she receives a 28% discount. If tax is 9.5%, what is the final price of the desk? We're going to use the steps below to help us solve this problem. So first we're going to calculate the discount in dollars. By doing so, we're going to use that is over of equals percent over 100 again. Our total cost is $375. We're going to try to find what the discount is, which is 28% of the total cost. So here, when we use our calculators and cross multiply and divide, we get $105. This is 28% of the total, which means that that's our discount. To find the adjusted price, or what we like to call the sale price, we take the 375 original dollars. Whoops, let me get out my eraser here. $375 minus 105, and we get that the sale price is going to be $270. Now we're going to go about finding the tax. When we have the tax, that's still a percent of our new total, which is our sale price. We're going to use is over of equals percent over 100, and our tax rate, notice from the top, is 9.5%. So 9.5 out of 100. And now again we're going to cross multiply and divide. And we get $25.65. Now if we recall, when we go to a store, tax is actually added on after we found our sale price. So now we take our sale price, which is $270, and we add $225.65. My bad. So notice we subtracted the discount from the original total, but now we add on the tax. And once we add on the tax, we find that our new total is $295.65 for our final price for the desk at IKEA. Now if you flip over onto the back side of your note sheet, we're going to see a new concept that we've never learned before. This is called percent change. And this is when we're trying to find what percent something increases by or decreases by. So here let's take a look at this example. We have that from the age of 3 to 10, Aiden grew from 36 inches to 60 inches. Find the percent change. That should not be a question mark, that should be a period. We're talking about his percent change in height. So we're going to look at these two numbers, 36 inches to 60 inches. We're going to talk about, is this an increase or a decrease? Well, this is going to be an increase, right? He's growing up. He's growing taller. So this is an increase in height. When we're talking about this, we're going to always use this formula right here. Difference over the original times 100. When we're talking about difference, if we remember from before, difference means subtraction. So we're going to subtract here. We're going to take the big number. I'd like you to write this down on your note sheet. Big number minus the small number and if we recall what original means, we're talking about the number that comes first. So when we're reading the problem, it's the one that comes first in time. Okay, so when we're talking about that number, we're talking about Aiden when he first started at 36 inches. So we're going to take our big number minus our small number, so 60 minus 36 all over the 36, which is what he started at, and multiply by 100. If we go through and use our calculators, 60 minus 32, my calculator's not working correctly right now, 60 minus 60 minus 36 gives us 24. I'm going to start this down here. So 24 over 36 times 100. 24 divided by 36 gives us 0.67 times 100 gives us 67%. This is our percent change. For our last problem here, we're going to talk about commission. Commission is a percentage of sales. So this is very common when we're talking about car dealerships or any type of salesperson, and they make something over their flat rate salary. So let's go through this example. Julia makes a flat rate of $400 a week. When we're talking about flat rate, that means she's always going to make $400 a week, no matter how much she sells. She also earns 5% commission at Express. Okay, so she works at Express, she earns $400 a week, and gets 5% of whatever her sales are. So when we're talking about her commission, we're talking about just the dollars she makes off of her merchandise sales. So if she makes 5%, we're going to use our is over of equals percent over 100 proportion. So we're talking about some percentage in dollars of her $850 sales. So the $850 is her total sales, and this is going to be out of 5%. when we cross multiply and divide, we get 850 times 5 divided by 100, which gives us $42.50 in commission, which is the dollars she makes off of her sales. Now, when we're talking about the next question, what is her total income for last week, we're going to add on her flat rate salary, which is what she makes every week, no matter what. So we have 400 plus her 42.50 in sales, and we're going to get a total of $442.50 for her total income last week.